name is Nate Wadsworth. I'm a part of Essential Craftsman. I've been involved with construction and now video and social media for quite a long time. And before that, being self-employed, my career's been, seems like I have to reinvent myself every 5 or 6 years. And so this is kind of the current iteration, which encompasses a lot of the skills I picked up from my dad in the first place, but just kind of being self-employed ever since then. We're in Southern Oregon. This is where we make most of our video content, and it's a beautiful part of the country, and it's really great. We get to live in a small town and make a living. It used to be that forestry and certain types of mining and mostly logging though were the primary industries around here, but now there's a lot of people doing a lot of interesting things, and YouTube is one of those. Interestingly, we made our first video in 2008, which was just a short time after YouTube, came into the world. At that time, however, I was at school and I didn't live at home, and it wasn't something we were able to keep doing regularly, but we do have our first video back then. Then in 2017, actually it was New Year's Day, 2017, my dad and I made a video because lots of reasons, one of which my dad's shop is really unique, and a lot of people in the community, his friends and other people, acquaintances, are stopping by there all the time just because it's a neat place to be. The ambiance is there. He's a really friendly and engaging guy, but when I'd come home, there'd just be this steady stream of people coming by his shop, and in a lot of cases just to sit down and almost hang out. And so that Christmas break, it kind of occurred to us like, hey, if people like hanging out here, maybe somebody would want to see it in a video, so let's do a little show and tell. So we started making videos in his shop, show and telling some of his tools and stuff. And then what we discovered was he's a natural, and maybe that might diminish it in saying it's not, he hasn't practiced, but he's spent years teaching, and YouTube has been a way to utilize those skills that maybe weren't appreciated to as wide of an audience. And so we turned the camera on the first time and boom, he was off and running, and so we just kind of kept at it.
My name is Scott Wadsworth. I find myself in the inexplicable position of having new friends in the shop often, and often they come bringing cameras, and it's something that I'm wrapping my head around, but frankly it's flattering and engaging, and it's a blessing in my life. So I think Nate was trying to help me get a bigger footprint than just Southern Oregon for marketing, and so we started into that, and then things sort of spiraled out of control, and at some point we thought, wow, I guess we need to decide if we're going to either fish or cut bait, and we decided to fish, and so we committed ourselves to YouTube full-time in January of 2017, and now it has to support both families because it's all we have time to do is make and upload videos and that sort of thing. But I hope that didn't sound like a whine, because it's a pretty incredible thing, and it's demanding, and it's curiously exhausting, and it's curiously energizing, and it's been unforeseen, unforeseeable, and something that I hope never stops. Well, the first thing is, if you're just getting started and you're working for other people, which is the way you always get started in construction, you have to be hungry for the work. You have to differentiate yourself from everybody else by wanting to work. And the industry will identify the people that want to work and the people that work grudgingly. And the people that work grudgingly will always work grudgingly. And the people who want to work and want to learn and run back and forth from the pile of studs to the deck, right, and are on time, or better yet, 10 minutes early, those people, if they're not recognized in the job they have now, it won't be long before they're going to be hired by someone who does recognize. So that would be item one. Item two is get comfortable with math. Math is power wherever you go, and especially on a job site, speaking as a carpenter. I have to assume it's the same as an electrician or a plumber or anything else that has elements of technicality. So get comfortable with math. Be hungry for the work. Avoid the stereotypical bad habits that come with construction. Construction has always been populated by a pretty rough, tough breed. I mean, it's kind of where the cowboys congregate, right? And the unreconstructed loggers and all of that. But avoid those bad habits. You will never find happiness, much less success, in the bottom of a beer bottle. And they're a big part of the construction culture. I mean, really, what good comes from that? Shut off your video games? If you're a young person deciding you want to pursue construction as a career, well, guess what? It's time to grow up and get to work, and that will set you apart.